Well, I had so many wonderful memories. I probably could go on for hours of my time spent in the Anderson Community Schools. But the one that sticks out the most is when we won the first sectional basketball championship at Madison Heights in 1967. I'm so fortunate to have great teammates that I was able to play with. We had a Hall of Fame coach and we had great fans. It was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. And during that time in the sectional, it was always sold out. There were like 8,900 people there. Some of the schools even had to have a draw for the people to be able to get their tickets. And I'll never forget, you had to play 3 games to win it, and I'll never forget going to the gymnasium. We had a police escort, and when we got there, people were out trying to buy tickets. There were people scalping tickets. And we went in the gymnasium and went into our locker room, and Coach Buck was giving us our pep talk. And at that time, they'd always come in and tell you when there was 20 minutes to go. And so the man came in and said, 20 minutes to go. And so Coach opened the door, and down the hallway we went. And I'll never forget walking in and getting ready to enter the gym. And as we did that, there was a sea of red over on the east side, the Madison Heights fans, and they got up in unison, and they cheered and they yelled. And I'll tell you, if you couldn't play in that atmosphere, you weren't much of a competitor. But we were able to win 3 games and won the sectional. And going back to Madison Heights, at that time, Madison Avenue didn't go all the way through. From 38th Street to 29th Street, there was no road there. So you had to go through Brown Street Tunnel to get back to the school. And as soon as we drove under Brown Street Tunnel, cars were lined on the side of the road. People were honking horns, they were yelling. It was just an awesome experience. We got back to the school, and when we got back to the school, we had a gigantic pep station, and then our principal at that time, Mr. Collier, said that we didn't have to go to school Monday for winning the sectional. Can you imagine that happening today? It would have been unbelievable, but it was a great experience. It was wonderful, and it's something that I'll always remember. Well, I know I received a wonderful education at Madison Heights. We just had quality administration and staff and faculty, and they were top-notch, and they certainly prepared us for our next journey in life, whatever that was going to be. And because I had such a positive experience, I went into education, and I was in the Anderson Community Schools for 34 years, most of that in administration. And I was lucky and fortunate enough to be principal at Madison Heights, at Anderson, and also Northside Middle School. And I was assistant principal at Highland, so I kind of experienced all the traditions of all the schools, and it was really a neat experience in visiting with all those kids and being able to hopefully make a difference in their lives. It wouldn't have happened, I know, if it hadn't have been for the quality education I received at Madison Heights and through the Anderson Community Schools. Well, I think every day I tried to get better at what I was doing, whether it was in school or in athletics or in my professional life. I tried to get better every single day. And I think it was probably said best by John Wooden when he said, "Success is knowing you did your best to become the best you're capable of becoming." And I always tried to instill that in our kids. I don't care what profession you want to be in or to go in, make sure you're the best at it that you possibly can be. And when I was dealing with students, I always tried to develop very positive relationships with them. And to this day, we still have some people who I run into and they tell me their experiences, or they drop me a little note along the way. And I'd like to just take time very quickly to read a letter that I received from a student several months ago. And it said, "Mr. Regenold, hope all is well. There's something I've been needing to do for a long time, and that is to tell you thank you. More than 20 years ago, you made a call to my dad and let him know that I'd been skipping out of my last period chemistry class. That day changed my life forever. It was one of the only times I've ever seen my dad cry. He was more hurt than upset. The conversation we had that day changed my life. My dad has been gone for 9 years now, and I find myself thinking about that conversation with you from time to time. Well, today I needed to reach out and thank you. Well, to me, that's what it's all about, is to work hard to build relationships with kids and hopefully make a difference in their lives. And so that's how I hope I'm remembered.